It's got really loud.
So in episode 1, I mentioned that about a month before moving to Asheville, my father committed suicide. So that was in September of 2017. It's something that has definitely changed my life. I mean, there's no doubt when I look back that that was kind of an event for me that changed the way that I look at my own life and changed what I feel like my role is going forward. And it's something that I think I've learned a lot about and learned a lot from by being open and vocal and sharing about it. So what I really want this show to be, John, I think you might have been there for some of this, but right after my dad died, we had a lot of people over at the house. And there was a group of us who congregated down in the basement, and we sat in a big circle. There were maybe 9 or 10 of us. And we talked very openly and directly about my dad's suicide.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
And it was some people who were family, some friends, some people that I had just met or wasn't very close to. And Maggie and I just talked about what we were experiencing. And what I noticed was really interesting is that people who were sitting there, like I said, whether family, friend, or almost perfect stranger, felt comfortable to open and share up what they were going through themselves, right? So people before long were talking about how they lost someone to suicide, or how they felt suicidal themselves, or how they were addicted to heroin. I mean, people really opened up in that conversation, and I got to learn about the people that were in that room in a really unique way, I think, by starting with some of the hard stuff that I had that I can bring to the table that is part of me. I realized that we all have some of that going on.
Yeah, it was, I remember that night, it was pretty surprising. Like, I remember sitting in the room and thinking, I've known these people for quite a bit of time. And, once they opened up and shared their own experiences, I was surprised. I was like, wow, I didn't know that, we all shared some sort of common ground, like with that area.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's pretty eye-opening to think, it sucks. It takes like a traumatic event like that to get people to open up. You think it should be just easier. I mean, I think it's overall better for people, if they just speak freely and openly about their emotions. But yeah, it took a pretty big moment like that for everybody to come together and really share their own experiences like that.
Right. And I was glad everyone did. I mean, I think I learned, like you said, a lot about each of the people who decided to share there. And I felt grateful that people got to hear my experience as well. Because when you're going through something like a suicide, if it's your first time dealing with that, it's easy to feel like you're the only person who feels like you do at that exact moment. So when you can connect with other people and realize that other people have been in a similar position, and you can see things that they did that were effective to help them deal with it, I think that's how you can really learn and grow from that type of experience, right? So what I hope to do with this show is create that space where maybe through some of my experiences and things that I've gone through in the past couple years, whether related to my dad or to my mental health opportunities, which is something that I definitely want to get into on this episode today. That's a part of me that I've had to learn to cope with and live with and own, I think most importantly. It's something you have to take seriously, something you have to treat like going to the gym. You have to take care of your mind and do some of the things that are going to be effective to help you feel better, right? So that's that's why we do maybe the little 10 seconds of silence thing at the beginning of each episode. Something that has been really effective for me has been meditation. I try to do it every day. I miss a couple days here and there. But I found that when I take the time to do that for 5 or 10 minutes every day and create that intentional space where I'm processing something that I'm going through or something that I'm feeling in my body, it's helped me be more present in my regular day-to-day activities. because I can take that mindset of just focusing on one thing, whether it's my breath or a thought that I'm having or a feeling in my body. I can take that and apply it to, okay, I'm only focusing on working on this podcast right now, even though my anxiety is at like a 7 and I didn't sleep well last night. You know, like there's all the things that are still always there, but it's made me feel more capable of taking them on, you know?